with another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. Stuart Burson with you. I'm the prevention coordinator for the agency. And it's that time of the year when we're about to say goodbye to some of our interns that have been with us during the spring. And with me today, I have Madi Christian and Cynthia Palomino, and they are amongst some of our interns that have been with us for the spring, and they have graciously volunteered to come onto the podcast. So we just kind of talk a little bit about their experiences with being here. So thank you, ladies, for being with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, wow, y'all said that in unison, like y'all spent some time together. So like I was telling y'all, there's no big format. So whoever wants to answer the questions, I'd like to hear from both of you on everything that we talk about. But Madi, let's start with you. How have you enjoyed your time here at the Family Crisis Center?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it here. Just making connections, just really getting to know everybody. I definitely never thought that I would intern here. It wasn't the first on my list, honestly, but I'm really glad that this is where I was placed. Everyone here is super amazing, super cool, just really easy to get along with, and they're super passionate about what they do. And so it's been really cool to watch and to just observe everyone, just doing their jobs and loving it and just getting to, make a difference in their clients' lives. So yeah. I loved it here.
Awesome. Cynthia?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with this internship. I didn't know I was going to get placed here. And then just coming in, I have really enjoyed it. You never know what to expect. Every day is different, from the safe house to being up in the offices. So I think that's the main thing that I really enjoyed was every day is different, and you get to help a lot of people. And, yeah, you are out in the community engaging with community members and just educating them. I love doing the tabling events. That was, very fun. And, yeah, I have enjoyed my time being here.
So I want to ask y'all, prior to your internships, did you know much about the Family Crisis Center?
No. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, did you have any inkling about what we did, or just did you know anything at all?
I was aware of the Family Crisis Center because of the tabling events y'all did on campus.
Okay.
And
at
so
SFA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew who y'all were. I knew about the thrift stores. And then I knew that I didn't know that y'all helped human trafficking survivors. That was new when I came. Yeah. But I knew about the domestic violence and the sexual assault. So yeah, I had very limited knowledge.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's pretty much true with a lot of people. Even out in the community when I do my presentations, people, they usually know of the safe house and they know about the thrift stores, and they don't know about all these other things that we do. Madi, same thing?
Cynthia knew more than I did. I knew about the thrift stores, so okay. I would drive by and see them and go inside and shop, but I never really put two and two together. So.
Oh, that's cool. So now we're recording this on the second to the last week of April. Mm-hmm. So you guys are going to be graduating in May.
The first week of May.
First week of May. So. Future plans. I know y'all are kind of talking about that, and Madi's kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to say. But what are your plans after graduation?
So my plans, I'm currently job searching. Ideally, I do want to stay in a school setting, working with at-risk youth. So yeah, just currently job searching. I'm going to start studying for taking the licensing exam. And sit in on that. I want to take a good few months to study on that.
Now, I'm about to exhibit my ignorance. Y'all are graduating. Are y'all undergrads or
I'm a BSW, so I'm undergrad.
Okay.
But Cynthia's getting her master's.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what made me think of it because Cynthia was talking about sitting for your license. So graduating is just one part of it. So now you got to get that license, right? And and once you get your license, will be your I don't know, title, your degree, what?
A license, Masters of Social Work.
Okay.
So I'm not doing the clinical one. You can do a clinical one, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
That path.
Well, and that's going to be my other question, and I meant to ask you all at the very beginning. Cynthia, let's start with you. What are you studying, and when you graduate, you'll be getting your master's in social work. Okay.
Yes.
Maddie?
I'll be getting my bachelor's in social work.
Social work, okay. So both of y'all are social work. So we kind of heard from Cynthia. She's job hunting, about to sit in for the licensure and everything. What's involved in getting your license? How much time do you got to put into studying and taking the exam and all of that?
It varies. I have heard some people, like my friends, they took it after studying like January, February, sat in mid-April, and they passed it. And then I have heard stories where it's very difficult to pass. So, and right now, I think I want to take it just because everything's very fresh.
Yeah.
Like everything is still in my brain. Once
Sure.
I go into a field, I feel like I'm not going to have as much time to study. And some of the concepts, well, although I'll be practicing them, I won't be knowing like the book definition exactly.
Right,
so I feel
right.
like right now I want to focus maybe 2 months on studying and then try and sit in on it.
All right. Maddie?
Well, I could also take the licensing exam, but that is currently not on my radar at the moment.
Yeah.
Right now, after graduation, I do work at a Christian camp in Huntsville, so I'll be there for 3 months after I graduate, up until August, and then after that, I currently really don't know. I had a plan. I was going to stay in Nacogdoches, but right now it's kind of up in the air. So
Are you going to try to work right away? Do you think you'll go on, take that next step and get the master's, or are you going to...
will not be going to get my master's at this moment.
Yeah.
I might be taking a year off. School's hard. So
No, hey, that's... no, fair enough.
I'm going to take a break and just chill and really see what I want to do with my degree.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's kind of leading to the next thing I was kind of wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about the next steps, but ultimately, as far as a career, what are you guys looking at? What would be your aspirations?
So mine's kind of different. I don't know. People, when I tell them, they're like, what? Kind of what I mentioned, I work at a Christian camp. I ultimately would like to work at a camp for kids year round, mainly for kids like at-risk youth or for kids who just had a really bad home life.
Yeah.
There is an organization called Camp Hope America, and they work with kids who've just been in domestic violence situations, just like I kind of mentioned, just don't have a good home life, and they just send them to camp for a week, and they love it, and they do team building activities. They just enjoy a week outside in nature, and I really think it impacts kids. I have kids who come to my I've counseled kids who've been in foster care, and just seeing them spend a week outside, just doing all these different activities has been really life-changing, and so seeing them experience this has really changed my view on camp, I guess, and so it's really encouraged me to go and continue forward into that. And so it's different. I love being outside, and so working with kids especially too, and so just working in a camp setting, with those kids and just seeing them experience things for the first time is something that I really love and I'm passionate about.
Okay. Cynthia, you said you were wanting to stay in a school setting,
social
right?
Work, ideally, working with teens. I want to work with teens. I know, looking back, I had a lot of teachers that impacted me. When I was in high school, we didn't have a social worker, but I feel like the skills and concepts that we learn as social workers, we can definitely help during an important time in a youth's life.
Well, and it's interesting, both of you want to work with youth, want to work with kids. Why is that? What is attracting you to work with children or teens? or young people?
So I know for me, when I was in high school, I went to the camp that I work at, and I was in a really bad place, and so like it just really changed my life, just being there, and so it's kind of like what made me want to work more with like kids, because like they impacted my life, so I would love to do the same for other kids. Now I like to work with kinder through fifth graders. I don't know, they're so much fun, and I just enjoy being around them. Honestly, like any age of kids, I love working with. I think they're super cool and fun to be around. I like had really cool experiences as a counselor with like kids who are 6 and with kids who are 10, and just being able to be a part of their lives and like a part of their growing up is really cool. Like I remember my counselors when I was a camper, and I talk about them, I follow them on Instagram, I think about them, and so to be able to do the same for kids, I don't know, it just makes me excited.
And I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Your faith is a big part of your life.
Yes.
Do you want to try to stay within that realm? Like, you say, work at a camp, maybe work at the camp that you went to. Do you want to kind of stay in Christian counseling? Is that what you really want to try to stay in, or?
Honestly, I don't have a preference. I do work at a Christian camp, and so that's been helpful. But also, we do have a section of our camp where we really can't mention our religion. Like we host like different groups there, and so we can't really mention God and stuff.
I got you.
And so honestly, like anywhere, I have no preference. Obviously working at a faith-based place would be easy to show my religion, but also go into places where I really can't mention God and mention Christianity, but I can still show His light to others by just being kind and by being just a little different and just listening to Him.
Yeah.
And so I don't really have a preference.
But sometimes I think you can exhibit your faith without mentioning your faith.
For sure.
Maybe, right?
Yeah, you just by just showing God's light just through your actions, and so that's definitely something.
Right. So, have y'all both of y'all are young folks. Have you always think about years ago when little Madi and little Cynthia were in school, in grade school, or even maybe in high school? When did you decide, or have you always thought about pursuing social work or some kind of human services field, or what made you decide to pursue this?
I know for me, I didn't know social work was an option until my freshman year at SFA, because I went in as a psychology major.
Okay.
So I wanted to do mental health.
Okay.
And a big thing a reason for me, because I wanted to do mental health, was for the stigma around it, specifically with the Hispanic community. It's more of a culture of don't talk about it. So I kind of wanted to go in that aspect of educating and fighting the stigma around mental health. And then I took my first psychology class, and I loved it, but I was like, I don't know about this. And so then my brother mentioned social work, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to help people. And I took a social work class, and I fell in love with it, and my professor even emailed me, and she's like, I can see you in social work.
Really? Okay.
And I said, oh, okay. And so then I just switched to social work, and I just fell in love with the classes.
Yeah.
And my professors were great, and I mean, a big thing is I just want to help people. I want to be there for them. I want to advocate for people and make that change.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I kind of similar. When I was in high school, I wanted to go into journalism, which got really different. So my freshman year, I was a mass communication major, which focused on journalism.
Right.
And so very different. I loved journalism, had a passion for it. That's what I thought in high school. That's what I was going to do. I was going to move to New York City. I was going to write for the New York Times. I had it all planned out. But also going into my freshman year, I was like, okay, I love journalism, but also let's be honest, not a practical. I mean, it is a big job, but it's slowly going away. The journalism department is no longer at SFA, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's more, and they changed it, so it's not written journalism, but it's broadcasting.
Okay.
So they kind of merged the two together. But I was more focused on like writing articles, writing for newspapers. And so going into my freshman year of college, I was like kind of already realizing, you know, I love journalism, but this isn't something that I really want to do forever. But I like kind of stuck with it. And then at the end of my end of the fall semester, I was like, okay, like what do I really want to do? And I thought, like, you know, I love helping people. I just went kind of like what Cynthia said, like I just want to help people. And so I started looking more into like the different majors SFA had. And then I went to the social work department and talked to a teacher there just to get her input and to hear. And it might have been the same teacher that emailed you for thinking of the same professor. I don't know. But I just went and talked to her and got like really her input. And I walked out of there and I called my dad and I said, hey, I'm switching my major to social work. I just wanted to let you know. He was like, okay. And I was like, okay. So then I walked to the building where you go do that and I switched it right away. Didn't even take a class. I was like, let's see where this goes. Switched my major, and that was spring of my freshman year, and here I'm about to graduate.
Okay.
I don't really know what made me decide to do it. I was just like, I've always had that passion for helping people and just like being in the community and advocating for others, and so, yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, ladies, good luck to y'all. Thank you so much, thanks for agreeing to do this.
Yeah.
All right. Again, today I had Madi and Cynthia, our interns, who will be departing us soon. And again, it's been a pleasure working with them. They helped me out in prevention work several times, and they just kind of been all over the place. So if you have any questions about today's episode, you can email us at conversationsandconnections@fccet.com. Also, if you feel like you need our services, if you need the services of the Family Crisis Center, we do have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week hotline. That number is 1-800-828-7233. That's 1-800-828-7233. And remember, you can subscribe to Conversations and Connections via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or pretty much the podcast service of your choice. And remember, as always, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.